because of the work we've done with this lovely old fella here, we're able to bring him down into town now. So as you'll see as we go round, there'll be arctics, there's all sorts. But he's travelling along here, he's very happy. If you look at his body language, to me he's loose. You know how we describe it, loose. He's not tense, in other words. And they do show it, you know, in their muscle structure. They'll tighten up. They'll still be moving along and going, but they'll tighten up and like that, you know. So, but this is all motor cars and small vans at the moment. But we'll see arctics and all sorts. Buses is a very good one because the engine's in the back, so you get the bus come past them and they don't hear it at all because there's no engine. And then you get all the windows down the side so they can look at themselves and the engine at the back. You see, he's perfectly happy now. And I'm talking so his ears will come back, but also his ears are moving freer. They're going forward, picking up knowledge. Just had a look at the road there. What's that on the road? Put his ears down to have a little listen. So we're going to come over here now because we're going up onto a big trading estate. But here's a bus coming round now. I don't know whether he's coming round here or going up. No, he's coming round, yeah. So we're going to walk him out because I know there's nothing behind, and you can see the big bus right in front of his head there. And calm and quiet and happy. And that's what we do. You've got to do this. They've got to be safe, confident and happy under any circumstances. And they get that. You've got to do it so that it happens because their confidence. I mean, obviously the driver's got to have confidence in what he's doing and you know, or she's doing. But at the same time, you've got to give them the confidence. So it's their own confidence. So a lot of the time you're cajoling and kidding them and asking them to do. So I've come off the roundabout here. I'm going to go in this little turning and turn round so I can join a busy road. Come in, darling baby. Come on, my little sugar plum. That's it, in you come. Walk on down. So I'll go down this little road. The reason I'm doing this now is to give him a little bit of quiet road. Nothing on it at all. I know it'll be dead quiet. I know there's places I can turn round comfortably like here. So I'll just position him now so I can get him to cross his legs over at the front and come round. Come round, darling baby. Come round. Come round. Come round. Come round tight, babe. Tight. Straight over this strainer, can you see? That's lovely. Good boy. So it's a case of being, you've got to be, you know, be kind, you've got to be firm, you've got to, you know, persuade them, cajole them, kid them, so that their confidence builds. So when he comes up here now, you just saw him with that bus, with his head close to it and all the windows and the engine at the back. I see him stand there quiet, yeah? I've got a motorbike there. If you watch his ears, he's on me. Can you see? Walk. So although them other noises are there, he's on me. Now he'll start moving his ears about. Can you see what I mean? Look. And if you look at his ears as well, there's a lot to body language, more than I can explain. Because a lot of it is, in this particular instance, is experience of being able to read the tiniest amount of movement, you know, not just their tail and ears, but their whole body, the way it tightens and moves under stress, you know, things that it's not happy with. And that's hard to do, and it's hard to explain. But if they can feel a fly landing on their rump and they'll shake their skin to remove it, that shows you how sensitive they are, you know. So you can understand perhaps what I mean is when their skin tightens up over their body, and the degree of what it does, where it does, it can be just on the shoulder, just on the quarters, whole body. You can learn a lot from that. there's another thing now that we've got above us is, you know, the train track. And sometimes, it's not very often, it's only early morning and late in the evening really, the odd one or two during the day. But we're going up onto the trading estate now, but the horse is calm and happy. And if you look at his ears, he'll come back to me and what he's saying is, "It's all right up here, Dad, am I doing all right?" You know, that's what he's saying. But I'm trying to talk to you, which keeps his ears on me, which defeats the object of what I'm trying to say really. But so I'm going to stop talking for a minute, but if you watch his ears will become a little bit rubbery, a little bit softer, and they'll lay out to the side a bit more than they are at the moment where they're pointed back to me. But they're not pointed stiff back to me. He's listening to what I'm saying, and I think they can distinguish that I'm just having a conversation, not actually talking to them, you know. Well, you know, once they've been doing this a while. So from that real nasty experience he had with his owner being ridden, you know, a nasty thing to happen because there was no need for it. You know, a four-wheel drive screaming down the Wall's house, she put her hand up, asked it to slow up. It was slowed right up, virtually stopped by the side of her, and then it accelerated away really fast, which was a silly thing to do, you know, dangerous as well. And he all swung round, you know, obviously frightened, but actually never went off. It could have gone down so easily down a bank into a ditch, and down there you've got, you know, with all, especially at this time now when we've had all these high winds, you've got timber down there, splintered timber that's cracked and broke. Well, you never know what could happen to us. You know, there could be a tremendous amount of damage. So you see we're coming round here now to a big old roundabout. So there was sort of like he listened back for that van and put his left ear forward. See there again. So I understand that, I suppose, because I've sat behind so many, done thousands of miles now actually, sat behind horses learning, you know, like we do 200 mile in the winter a week and about 350 in the summer. So obviously, see, like there for instance, both ears forward, picking up the information. See, one ear back to me, one ear there. That was a lovely one to explain. That, you know, earlier on in this lesson that we're giving him, that was far more, how can I say, far more, so one ear would go forward, one ear back to me, saying, "Dad, you seen this big lorry?" You know, but I haven't got to speak to him now. So what I'm doing now, I'm just walking up to this next roundabout. The other thing when you're training horses, you don't want them to be like tired, you know. So what we've done today, we've come down into town the shortest possible way, which is about 3 miles. Then we parked up, he had a drink of water and we had a cup of coffee, so a good half an hour. And then we've come on to do another 2 miles. Well, a bit less than that through town, and we're going up now to pick up some horse feed. We normally have it delivered, you know, it normally comes on a lorry, but we're running short of 2 or 3 items, so we'll get it from the local suppliers. So I just let him walk up here now, and he'd like to get on, so I'm just checking him and saying just walk. Right, good boy. So what you'll see as we go on is that, you know, we get some big lorries in a minute, hopefully. And you'll see how his reaction is changed in, I think it will be approximately 7 or 8 days since we've done the film of him. A lot of people shown a great deal of interest in. And lots of different comments, which is great, you know, because And some people, you know, no one has to agree with me. They have their own opinions. I've got no problem with that. All I know is that all horses will come and be safe, confident and happy if you give them the time to do it. And I suppose, you know, obviously there's know-how as well, you know, that you learn over the years that helps you get it right. Good boy. See where these vans going past now, well, a little while ago he'd be tightening up. What I want you to look at, I'm just gonna, can you see his ears now are laid out to the side and they're a little bit rubbery, yeah? You see almost floppy, especially the near side here. I don't know, the left hand here if you like, yeah? Just floppy almost, yeah? That tells me that he's real laid back. He's not concerned about anything. If he was, he would tighten up. And he would tighten up considerably. But even that big Arctic just going there, and the fact we're changing lanes, come over darling, here's a good baby. The fact we're changing lanes, so we've got stuff coming up the inside of him, which is great. It's another real good thing to have. It's a good thing about roundabouts. It's got a massive great lorry coming up the inside of him here. Come on baby, on you go. Big yellow lorry there. I always thank them, give the lorry drivers a wave, or anybody really, to say thank you. So we're back on this roundabout now. So a great big lorry up the inside never really happens, does it, if you think about it, unless you go on roundabouts, etc., slip roads, that type of stuff, that it'll come up the inside of you. But come over darling baby, come on sugar plum, over you come, that's it. So his confidence has been built by listening to me, and then I stop talking, you know, cut it down, till I only give him instructions to walk on, trot on, you know, anything I want, steady, stand still, back, any of those things, yeah. So we're going on to the Portway estate now, which is quite a busy one. It's ironical really, you can come down here sometimes. We've been down here on a weekend, you know, a Saturday afternoon, and it was as busy as anything, you know, it just all depends. Today, although it's a weekday, it could be quiet, but you can see all the different companies as we go along. And this is lovely, where we get these lorries here, you know, the gully suckers, big old, yeah, and sometimes they'll, you know, we'll pass these and they'll be working, not particularly here, but I mean, from this company, they'll be, you know, making a tremendous noise, sucking out gullies, especially if you had a lot of rain. You might have 3 or 4 keep backing up and taking it away. So when we come past them, the noise is quite obviously loud. But you see, like, perfectly happy, ears flopping about, picking up a bit of information, looking up the road, what's what, but not really listening to me anymore. Knows he don't need to, you know, but, you know, if I speak to him, he'd be right back. But I don't want to speak to him just to prove the point, because it's not the time for that. It's the time to build his confidence. So what I'm trying to say is, although I'm steering him, all the horses, that sounds demeaning to a horse, I mean, but what a horse is the motive power to get you along. The rest of it's down to you. So, the driver. Now you've got to drive the horse. You know, you cannot let him make any decisions on the public highway at all, in my opinion. Go on, babe, trot on. And I try and, you know, not keep out the way, I certainly don't do that, but I like to give, you know, lorries a clear run when they're up here. Or whatever vehicles, you know, so they can get on and do what they're doing. Come on, babe. Get up, good boy. Oh, baby. Right, out you go, on. I'll let that little bit of traffic go, not be in its way. Come on, babe, trot. There's good, lad. And this particular trading estate's good. It's very big. You know, it goes around a great big one-way loop all the way around. You can go through this one off to the right here, or wait till you get right to the top and it'll go around. So it's real good. When I get past this blue car that's parked, we'll have a little walk. But I've got to, not got to, but it's easier to trot him up there because obviously it's more comfortable for him to take the weight up there than it is. Come over, darling baby. That's my little sugar plum. There's a good boy. Yes, you are. What, mate? Good boy. You good boy. That's it. So let him have a nice, you know, keep him at a slow walk. There's a good boy. The reason I want to walk is obviously more stuff will come past me, won't it? You know, if I'm going on, the longer I'm here, so if we just walk, because obviously he's got to go back home as well, so we're going to have another break up here. This will be up half an hour, 3/4. There's also a little place where you can get a cup of coffee here. We might have another one while we're out, because this trip's going to be, although in miles it won't be that great, not for the, you know, because obviously our horses do quite a few miles by the end of their training, and they're coming, you know, 15 miles without any trouble. But of course it's how you do that 15 mile, how fit they are, you know, what work you're asking them to do. But see, this little fella, you know, little fella's a big horse actually, but this lovely little baby boy, he wouldn't come past this lorry. He would be frightened as anything. And if the man, you know, was to wind down the window, put his arm out, he would jump on the other side of the road. Come on, there's good baby. So that engine's running there, that's just ticking over, and that's lovely. You're a good boy. But it's his confidence, isn't it? I know I'm steering him, but he's not arguing, he's not saying, oh, I can't do that, is he? He's going, sure I can do that. Well, last week he wouldn't be doing that, you know, he'd be pulling away and, you know, upset. So it's knowing when to do it. And look, we're certainly not looking for work. We've got more work than we can cope with. It's good, baby. And, you know, to break your own horse and get it driving and safe and confident, that's lovely. I mean, that's beautiful. And there's plenty of horses out there that I never broke that are doing perfectly well without my help. You know, broke's the wrong word really, isn't it? Trained, cajoled, kidded, whatever you want to say, into doing what we asked them to do. But he's just going up here lovely, and he's head bobbing along, everything's nice. The world's a wonderful place. Last week he'd have been terrified, he would have been frightened. Well, we wouldn't have been up here last week. Just got to build it up slowly. But the most important thing, and I hope I'm trying to get this over to you now, is that there's no point in this horse doing it. He's doing it for me, yes he is, but there is no point in this horse relying on me. He's got to have his own confidence, and that's the secret to when to stop. Come up, babe. When to stop talking to him. Come round there, darling. Good boy. You know, when to stop. I mean, I'm talking to you now, but he knows I'm not talking to him. You know, he understands that much. And see his old ears flopped out to the side, like I said to you. And he's just having a little look up here. Yeah, oh, we're going up here. Now, he's never been here before. He's not been on that estate before. He's been at one the other side of town. I mean, most estates would be the same to him. That one's nice because you've got a hill coming up one side, you go down the hill the other side. So it gets a nice bit of bridging work and a nice bit of, you know, general work coming up that bit of a slope. It's not really a hill, it's a bit of a, but it's quite long, big old estate, so it's good. So he's coming round here now, lovely, and we're going to go up past this McDonald's place where, you know, they do the drive-through thing. And we're going to pull over here now and let these motors come. Whoa, baby. And it's good just to stop and you know. And then instead of moving off now, what I will do is take the reins up, right, and just say to him, come back, baby boy. Come back, darling. Come back, my little boy. Come back, darling. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. Yes, you are, my little sugar. It's a lovely big upright horse. Come on in. Walk on. Walk on, darling. That's it. That's nice. So that's how laid back I want him to be in town. Yeah. Nice, laid back, chilled out, happy, coping with everything nice. Big lorries, everything around him. And you see, just, 8 days ago or so, whatever it was, he's leaping all over the place, because of traffic. But it's knowing when to do it and how to progress with it. Come on, darling. And it's very hard to say. You can't really teach it. People, like I've said before, I've been offered a great deal of money to write a book. We can't write a bloody book because you'd have to write a book for every horse. Because every one of them is individual, and even the ones that are similar have got their own individual bits then. So it's really hard to do that. So here we are at the feed merchant. But it's one of these country stores now. Walk up, my baby. Good boy. Good boy, walk up there. Whoa.